Mailbag time here. NFL Daily by Chat Sports. Mitchell Renz ready to get into it. Friendly reminder, this mailbag was filmed on Monday, so if anything changes, please don't shoot the messenger. Sorry, Jack. Had to do it. All right, guys, use that hashtag NFL or Super Chat to get here on the show. What up, Robert? Bruce. Hello, Jack. Hello, Mitch. Do you think that the Patriots should go defense first round and pursue a number one ride receiver via free agency, or do the opposite, draft receiver? Thanks. I mean, I definitely think you got to get a number one receiver for Mac Jones. I mean, you have to. Nelson Aguilar is a good complimentary piece, but you're about to lose Jacoby Myers in free agency. Sure, maybe they decide to bring him back. But if you can get a number one, it's either Chris Godwin or it's Allen Robinson, and if you miss on both of those guys in free agency, you can still get one of those top receivers, because I would say there's 6 guys right now that I would take in the first round. And if that's the opportunity you got to go, you got to build around Mac Jones. Case okay? Who do you think the Texans would sign if they signed one prime free agent? All right, so let's say you go out, you get one big player to go out and get in free agency. For the Houston Texans, I'll go ahead and say, let's go wide receiver. Let's get wild. Let's say they go out and get somebody like an Allen Robinson, because Deshaun Watson decides, all right, I want to play. Because if Deshaun Watson says, I don't want to play, I'm sorry, Houston just needs to sell some of their assets and continue to try to get this rebuild going, because they're just not a win-now team. Let's go to Ben Solo. Does your girlfriend call you that? In PFF's mock draft, the Steelers traded for Carr. Is he worth 2 firsts and a third? I think it depends on what team you're going out for. If you believe that you are a Super Bowl caliber team with Derek Carr, then 2 firsts and a third is okay. We just saw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win a Super Bowl with a veteran quarterback. We just saw the Rams. It comes down to, do you think that the Steelers are a Super Bowl caliber team? If you don't, then no. So how about this question? Would the Steelers be a Super Bowl team with Derek Carr at quarterback? If you answer yes, then 2 firsts and a third is good value. If you answer and for no, then 2 firsts and a third is too much. Please let me know down in the comments section, would the Steelers be a Super Bowl team with Derek Carr? Let's go to Oren Smith. Do you think the Browns will get Mike Williams? Hashtag NFL. I don't know if they're going to go out and get him, but Mike Williams is going to be one of these interesting receivers. And if I was Cleveland, I would look for a guy who can also block. Mike Williams is a big receiver. He can block. However, he does have a lot of injury issues. So it's really going to come down to money, because Williams might want to get, I don't know, $15 million a year. I ain't going to pay him that type of money. Browns do have some. But is he going to be on their list? Yes. And if Jarvis Landry leaves, then he's even going to be higher on the list. Let's go to James Smith. Which wideout free agent will fit with the Eagles? I mean, Chris, I'm going to say if you have an opportunity to go out and get the good guys, like Chris Godwin, Allen Robinson, you go ahead and do so. OBJ is going to be interesting to see exactly what happens to him. DJ Chark would be interesting, though Jalen Reagor's been an absolute dumpster fire. Christian Kirk would be a good receiver because he can also run block. If you want to go bang for your buck, I'll say Christian Kirk, because he works over the middle of the field, which Hurts likes to do, and he can run block. Let's go to Cash Black. What team has the worst future? So you're saying, like, we'll talk about just this year from a salary cap, draft standpoint, and overall team construction. I mean, the Texans are the biggest dumpster fire in the NFL. However, if you were to tell me a team that maybe had a winning record that could be pretty damn bad for the next few years, I'll say the New Orleans Saints, for the simple fact that they don't have a quarterback. Your running back right now is in some legal trouble. Michael Thomas can't stay healthy. You're minus 76 in cap, and yeah, you just got a new head coach. So for that reason, I'll go ahead and say New Orleans. Now, if you guys need a brand new sweatshirt, listen the heck up. Go to chatsports.com/NFL hoodie. Whether you're a Vikings fan, a Seahawks fan, we got hoodies for all 32 teams and all different sizes. It's February. It's cold out in most of the United States. It's cold most of the world, unless you're like in Australia, right? Because it's flipped. Either way is this. If you need a new hoodie, maybe your girlfriend, your mother, significant other, whoever, didn't get you something for Valentine's Day, go get yourself something nice. If you want to get me a hoodie, it's my birthday yesterday. It's chatsports.com/NFL hoodie. That's the link in the comments and in the description of today's video. Let's go to Jammin. Should the Giants bring OBJ back? Usually when I get an OBJ question, I respond with no BJ. And if I was Odell Beckham Jr., I don't know if I'd want to go back to the Giants. You have Daniel Jones as a quarterback. If you were to tell me you get a different quarterback, maybe I'd be a little bit more interested. I'm excited to see what Brian Dable can do. Really excited to see what Mike Kafka can do. But OBJ also just tore his ACL for the second time in the same knee. I'm going to just play the wait-and-see game on OBJ. So I'm going to say no BJ. As soon as Odell Beckham Jr. decides where he's going to go, we're going to be making a video about it. Why? He's a big-name player. Subscribe for free videos all year long. 365 days out of the year, we got you covered. You're getting at least one video every single day. Plus, we do live shows Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, breaking news. This is the time of the year to subscribe to Chat Sports. So seriously, hit the sub button. Make it red, turn it into gray. Let's go to, I'm going to call you Eminem. Hey, Mitch, what do you think of the Jordan Love Falcons trade rumors? I mean, if the Falcons want to go ahead and trade for Jordan Love, good luck. I've seen enough from Love to think that I personally don't love him. However, if you are trying to find somebody that you can, replace Matt Ryan with, he's got a big-time arm. It's just, what's Green Bay going to do? Are they just going to totally give up on him? Is it a third-round pick? I mean, we'll ultimately see what happens. I personally wouldn't want Jordan Love as my starting quarterback. Let's go to Shadow. Which team do you expect to splurge the most? Wow, if you take a few letters out of that, you can get really interesting with the word splurge. I'll say you look for the Miami Dolphins to be a team with the new head coach, Mike McDaniel, the most money in salary cap. I'll say a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars. They got to try to build around Trevor Lawrence. Again, a lot of money. And then teams that need a quarterback. I think the Broncos are going to be really aggressive this year. I could see the Raiders trying to be really aggressive this year. The Chicago Bears wouldn't surprise me either. It's going to come down to money, overall needs, overall wants. But the top two teams, I'm going to say is the Dolphins, and I'm going to say is the Jags. Let's go to 30 racks. What would the Eagles have to give up for Calvin Ridley, and would you go all defense with the 3 picks? I'm always saying it depends who's on the board. However, the Eagles definitely need to bolster that defense, and if you could tell me they can come away with a top corner, a top linebacker, and an edge rusher, I would feel pretty confident about that. And if you can trade Calvin Ridley, I would say a second-round pick. Now, maybe the Eagles could be that team where you're like, all right, we'll give you a first-round pick for Ridley, though I wouldn't do that personally. I know you have 3 first-rounders. It doesn't mean you can just, blow them off like that. Second-round pick for Calvin Ridley for Eagles, that's something I would do. Let's go to Peyton George. Where will Carson Wentz go if the Colts don't keep him? This would be really interesting. If I were to just put my money down where I think he would end up going, I could see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers being interesting. The Pittsburgh Steelers would be interesting. The Washington football team would be a team to consider. I would even throw out a team like the Denver Broncos. How about this, though, y'all? One of the top receivers out there is Chris Godwin. So I want you to let me know down in the comment section, where will he sign? And if you're watching this video on a later date, I want you to remember, we put out a video on our main Chat Sports channel about where will Chris Godwin, Teron Armstead, and Jameis Winston sign. Just another reason to click that sub button. Let's go to Greg Rodgers, and I just saw a super chat coming from Taylor. Have you seen the report that the Ravens could trade down for Daxton Hill? I haven't seen a report on it. I've seen rumors around it, and there's a big difference. There's difference between a rumor and a report. The rumors right now circulating around Baltimore is because McDonald, who was the old DC for Michigan, now is the DC there in Baltimore. Apparently they like Daxton Hill a lot, and Daxton Hill I thought had a pretty solid season this past year. However, I'm not going to take him in round 1. If you want to take Hill in round 2 to give you extra cornerback depth, which is definitely a need for this team, then sure, I'm okay with it. Let's go to Taylor Holland. Appreciate the super chat, my dude. Broncos trade back. Oh, boy. Acquire another second-round pick, so now they would have 3. So Denver has already 5 picks in the top 100 this year. Use a second and a third for Jimmy G. Take the best linebacker in round 1 and use the other second-round picks to fix the offensive line. Here's the only reason why I'm going to say no to this. I actually don't think you're going to have to give up a second and a third-round pick for Jimmy G. As soon as that game ended, okay, and I mean as soon as that 49ers game ended against the Rams, Jimmy G was like, yeah, I'm probably not going to come back. The 49ers drafted Trey Lance number 3 overall. So you know that. So you know Jimmy G's not going to go there. So I honestly think, like, if you were like, all right, we absolutely want him, if you gave up a second-round pick, I think you could get him. Hell, it actually wouldn't be surprising if you gave up a third-round pick and could get him. You do have to pay him $24.2 million, but would you really want the Broncos to do that? I'm not sure, man. Let's go to Mckee. Hey, Mitch, do you think Deshaun Watson get traded to Green Bay for Aaron Rodgers? No. No, I don't see it happening. I mean, if I was Aaron Rodgers, why would I want to go to Houston? That would be a major, major problem. So, creative. However, Nick, I'm going to say no. Let's go to the Ronin99. Let me know what year you were born. Pick 4 teams who make a splash in the draft. Well, when I think of splash in the draft, I think that could be either good or bad, or a team that makes a trade. So we'll say the Carolina Panthers at number 6 could be an interesting team to take a quarterback early, or maybe even trade up for one. I'll say Washington could be a team that, again, makes a move. The Pittsburgh Steelers. And then here's this team, the Philadelphia Eagles. They have 3 first-rounders, 15, 16, and 19. What if there's a guy that they absolutely love? Go ahead, trade up, and go out and get him. The Dolphins also at pick number 29. They have 2 first-round picks next year's draft. What if they give up some of those first-rounders to move up to assure themselves that they can get one of the better offensive linemen? All right, y'all, remember, if I missed your question, blame producer Jack, not me. You can always hit me up on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365. Please do not be afraid to slide in those DMs. I keep you guys up to date on NFL news, rumors, Raiders content as well, fantasy football, and if you want to know what's going on in my daily life, it's usually just my updates on my dog. Hey, hit me up. My DMs are open. Let's go to Be Great Kid. Do you think that the Vikings are going to cut Harrison Smith? Oh, boy. Harrison Smith has done a lot of good for that organization, has done a lot of good for that team. I think it goes back to, do the Vikings think that they can win this division? If Aaron Rodgers leaves, if I'm Minnesota, I'm in all-in mode because you're probably the top team out there. I know he's going to be making, he makes like 12, 13, 14. He's above $12 million a year, and he's 33 years old. He's getting up there in age. I'm still going to go ahead and say no, but the only way that I'll say yes is if they keep Kirk Cousins. You have Danielle Hunter also at $25 million, and then if you go ahead and try to make a few extra moves to extend guys, then money might be an issue for Harrison Smith. So this kind of leads to this question then. Is Kirk Cousins worth $45 million a year? Because Cousins literally said that he's not interested in taking a pay cut, which he's a selfish dude. Shouldn't surprise anyone. I'm going to type 0 for no, and if I see any 1s for yeses, well then, hey, we found Kirk Cousins' burner account.